Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. If you haven't seen or used the Kreg pocket hole system, I'm going to give a quick demonstration because, like, this hands down is one of my favorite woodworking tools. And to be honest with you, before I got this thing, my carpentry skills were absolutely like dismal, to say the least. This thing has actually made me into a pretty decent carpenter, and I'm pretty proud of the stuff that I've made with this thing. But anyway, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you have a gauge that goes up and down, and it'll show you the depth of your wood. In this case, we're going to be using a 2x4, so it's a scrap piece, but you can put it down into the jig, and then you pull the handle down, and it locks it into place. And what you have is you have these different hole lineups that you can either kind of like do one center or put two off to the side. So if you're making a piece that needs to be stable, you're able to do that. And it is easy to find the correct depth for your pocket hole drill bit, because it comes with a depth gauge, which is pretty neat. So it's going to show you like what size screw you're going to use. So in this case, we're going to use 2.5-inch screws because this is 3.5 inches on your 2x4. But it's simple as you put your depth gauge back behind here, so you can kind of like see it peeking out on the side. But you're going to be putting your drill bit down, and it's going to line up with your depth gauge, so you know that this is going to be for a 2.5-inch screw, which is basically what these are. And if you're making anything with 2x4s like a workbench or anything else, that is exactly the size that you're going to use. It also has a pretty cool dial gauge that you can use. So like Kreg, absolute genius company. So if you're looking at the width of a 2x4, you're looking at 1.5 on the side. So it'll give you an idea of what you need, and then it's going to tell you what size screw you're going to need to attach that. So you can use that quick and easy. And anyway, so I already have this pre-measured and a depth set up already, but it has a locking collar that you can undo with a Allen key, and it holds it in there tight, so you can adjust this up and down the shaft as deep as you need it. But so that is your drill bit that's attached, and that is what is going to make your pocket hole, is that little tip of the drill bit right there. And like I said, you put your 2x4 in, and it's got this little vacuum port so it can get all your sawdust out of the way. And I'll show you what it does if you're not using it. Let me make sure I'm going clockwise. So without the vacuum, so it kind of makes all that sawdust. Not a big deal, but turn the vacuum on. That cleans it really good. It's basically, maybe you can hear me now, but that's basically sawdust free, which is like awesome. And it's basically just a regular shop vac attachment. So that's pretty quick and easy. So those are your two pocket holes that you've done. And I mean, I did it in seconds. And now if you have a piece here that you want to make like a T for, you know, a table leg or something like that, what you do is you just get a regular wood clamp, and then you put a clamp on there. And what that's going to do is that's going to make sure that it doesn't travel back and forth on you. And you can also use this as a, you know, as a table clamp. So now we're going to be putting the screws down in there. So you're taking your drill bit off, and you're putting this Kreg, a box bit. Got a little sawdust on that, but basically it's going to fit into the slot of these screws. So you can see how it's got the box head on that, and it fits on there nice and easy. So we'll put that bit in, think I have two. Yeah, I have two screws over here that I was using earlier. I'm just going to recycle them real quick on this piece. But basically, you're putting your screw down, and you'll feel it slip into the hole that's down there. And it kind of just sits against the 2x4. So set it up. That's down. I'll get this other one set up. All right, so that's it. And you have a super strong joint. I mean, you can't, there's zero movement on it. And it's nice and straight and lined up because you use that clamp. And like if you were making a table leg or, you know, a workbench or something, this was going to be your table leg. You have an incredibly strong joint right there with just two screws. It's like crazy. But this whole workbench behind me, I built with the Kreg system. So it's a fantastic device. I mean, I can't explain it any better than that. But hopefully you'll get an idea of how to use this system and how it works. You know, it's modular. These little pieces come off. And they're always coming out with different attachments and different screws and stuff that you can use. And this is a couple years old already. I think it's like 2 or 3 years old since I've had it, and the thing works like flawlessly each and every single time. And I've used these holes like hundreds and hundreds of times, and they're still like brand new. So it's going to last you a long time. And they're always coming out with new ideas and different tools. But anyway, check it out. Brian from Garage Mahal. Thanks for watching, and be safe out there.